Poems taken from Grandma's Backyard by Daniel J. Cullen. No one to the rescue. My father was out of town on a hunting trip, my siblings and I alone with Mom. On the second day, Mom toiled in the garden. It was early, and the neighbor's bull mastiff strolled into our yard. "Hey, Pooch, what's your name?" she asked. The beast stepped back. He snarled, lowered his head, and she dropped her spade, and the mastiff was on her leg, tearing into her calf, gnawing, chewing, teeth to her bone. She fell to the ground, and our cocker spaniel sprung into action. His tiny 25-pound foot frame sprinted. The mastiff sensed it, spit out her leg, and met our Pooch in the middle of the yard. His jaw engulfed his collar. He chewed and shook our dog into submission. That beast's spit, foam, sweat, and blood covered our poor little Pooch. So he lay, his ears shivered. The grass was stained with his blood and sweat. Near, our sweet mother was passing out. Our spaniel tried to crawl towards her, but could not make it. And the sun shone hot, and the mastiff slowly and proudly looked up as if nothing happened, and this was a normal day at work. He wagged his tail, disgusting, then strolled away, out of our yard. Tomorrow is day one. Edge of flowers, edge of heartness, edge of darkness, dripping like rivers down the bark tree for my unholy alliance to nothing. Running on acid, our tiny little fears, we should always, when married, end the days in the arms of our lover. You are so lucky to be alive, for the present is a gift, young buck. She sits alone at the bar, sipping a white tequila, rocks, scrolling through her phone. From 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., she is a boss, with an audience. In the office, she freely roams the hallways and is noticed. She speaks and gallivants in boardrooms to attentive listeners. But between 4:30 and 8 a.m., she sits alone and drinks tequila at the bar. These farmers can't paint. Old Jim took the trail by the crows. He pulled his F-150 truck up to the city dump, stepped down, and took a sip from his coffee mug, which stunk like whiskey and corn. Jim grabbed a plastic crate full of kittens. One by one, he pulled them out and tossed them down the chute. While he continued to toss the tender little furballs, his eyes stayed fixed on the metal scrap below. Soon, the kittens were gone. He dropped the crate, turned around, and drove away. A loaf and a lass. I was driving at 36 miles per hour and spotted two teenagers rolling in the middle of the street on a longboard. The girl was seated on the board, Indian style, right below the boy. He was vaping from his pen, pushing his foot against the pavement, moving the pair down the road. The smoke swirled around their heads. She leaned back against his leg, allowing the wind to blow through her free hair. This is what we need. Big plates of pasta, red lasagna, tossed salad, baskets of bread, bottles of wine, candles and milk, big plates of love, several God-fearing church-going ladies in their 60s, fat arms, mouths that won't stop talking or drooping, and they slice and they dish and they cut behind the parish's counter. In the church basement, these beautiful creators of life, uncovering the tin foil, planting large utensils into each dish, scooping and serving portions to the growing line of parishioners. Moms, sons, dads, daughters, all gathered. When supper was ended, the kids run around the linoleum floor, high from the 409, running into closets, hiding in coats, while the adults slump into their wine, red wine, that is, and the priest stands, asking everyone to bow their head. He bestows a blessing. All fall into immaculate silence of the gravest peace, where nothing could shake confidence in tomorrow. Diners in the middle of the country. The treetops are buzzing, while the motion of the tables are thrown into defeat. Activity is better than non-action. The waitress steps forward, pouring the most delicious coffee for the most ungrateful patrons. Nestled into her tight outfit, that cute face, with all that makeup to cover her age, Her eyes burn with all things, mind, body, and spirit, waiting to be reborn.